Hi, I'm Scottsdale Fire Chief Tom Shannon, and welcome to 2021's Year in Review. So in 2021, most obviously, we continue to deal with the ongoing impacts of the pandemic, whether it's caring for our citizens and visitors or caring for our members who were significantly impacted themselves by either contracting COVID or caring for their family. Staffing the fire department has been a significant issue, not only for us, but really for the entire valley. But as our men and women continue to provide outstanding services, they were tolerant, if you will, of having to do just a little bit more when they came to work every day, sometimes understaffed and not necessarily feeling the best themselves. In addition to that, we continue to deliver high levels of services in both fire EMS and hazardous materials technical rescue, all of the all hazards responses that we engage in. Mass gathering events continue in Scottsdale. Tourism is our lifeline to the economy, and so we have had a resurgence of mass gathering events in Scottsdale, most namely our marquee events, Barrett-Jackson and Waste Management Open, and last year was no different. We continue to care for those participants and visitors in the same way that we do here in Scottsdale. Supply chain issues are impacting the fire service, and particularly Scottsdale, quite dramatically. Logistics technicians are doing such great work in finding the materials that we need in order to supply the men and women of the fire department with the tools that they need. In addition, we have this substantial attrition issue that's coming, and it's not enough to just keep throwing money at the issue. We have to train the next generation of firefighters, and so we are doing all we can to overstaff paramedics, overstaff technical specialties so that we can get journeyman technicians in the position when our veteran members depart for a well-deserved retirement. So in this past year, we continued to focus on that, and moving and looking towards 2022, that will certainly be a central focus of our efforts. Now you're going to hear from Assistant Chief Ryan Freeberg, Eric Valliere, and Emergency Manager Troy Lutrick.
Hi, I'm Eric Valliere. I'm an Assistant Fire Chief for the Scottsdale Fire Department, and I'm going to talk to you today about some of the amazing things that happened in 2021. I'm coming to you from Fire Station 603, which is on Indian Bend and Hayden, one of our newer fire stations. And we're going to talk a little bit about this amazing vehicle that's sitting next to me. It's one of our newest ones in our fleet. It's a utility truck. We call it Utility 603. It responds out of Station 603. It provides air for our SCAs on the scene of a fire and lighting. So when we have those large scale incidents or training exercises that we need air, light, and rehabilitation for our firefighters, so training and large-scale incidents, this unit will come and respond. It's driven by an engineer that's trained on this specialty truck, and it not only strengthens our organization, our ability to respond and take care of our firefighters, but it also strengthens the auto aid system. So in addition to this beautiful utility truck that we entered into the system this year, we had an upgrade to one of our shift commanders. Northeast Deputy, which was Deputy 603, responded as a senior advisor within the city of Scottsdale. A senior advisor is really the lead of the incident command system on major incidents. And so they not only manage their shift for the day, so we have a shift supervisor 24/7, but now we've upgraded them to Northeast Deputy. They are one of 7 deputy chiefs that respond in the system on a daily basis, that not only respond to incidents in Scottsdale, but can now strengthen the auto aid system and perform those duties in other cities. So the men and women of the Scottsdale Fire Department, not only sworn but civilian, are important to us. They are our biggest asset and our most important asset. And so when you look at and you do studies, and there's been research studies on what health conditions and some of the causes of injuries and to firefighters, and I always say the biggest causes of death in firefighters, not only in this country but across the world, are three things: cardiac disease, cancer, and behavioral health issues. And so to address that, all of our firefighters are evaluated on a yearly basis on a NFPA 1582 medical physical. That's a requirement of their job. That's done once a year. But we've worked with some amazing partners in Cigna and Honor Health to create what we call a Your Call system. It is really up to the firefighter if they want to participate in it, but it really focuses on those three big things that really challenge the fire service and challenge our firefighters to stay healthy. So this screening is a primary care provider that focuses on really the work firefighters do and the conditions they have to deal with throughout their career. And they focus on really evaluating their cardiac health, their behavioral health, and looking at some early detection cancer screening that will take care of our people. A large majority of the fire service, firefighters do not have primary cares. They always depend on if their department allows them to have a yearly physical, that they depend on that. Most firefighters think they're just healthy and don't need one, but primary care physicians are super, super important. And we realize that the older we get in our career and the longer we've been in our career, to be successful, we need to make sure that we're being evaluated more on a regular basis. So 6 months after their yearly department physical, they are notified through a concierge service through Honor Health and Cigna that they can sign up for their Your Call visit. And so we promote that. We've actually met with other organizations in the state and across the country to see if we can help them bring Cigna to their organization and do what we're doing here in Scottsdale. All right, in an effort to keep our firefighters safe, we've actually identified a carbon monoxide detector that will evaluate their environment when they go in to treat a patient. There's been many times firefighters throughout the country have been unknowingly in a CO-filled environment, which carbon monoxide is tasteless and odorless. They will not know they're in that environment unless they're identified through a detector system that they are. We've already, since we've rolled these out, we've identified 2 calls that our firefighters went into a normal house, treating a patient. The sensor went off, which immediately let them know they were in an IDLH area, which is immediately dangerous to life and health. They were able to extricate themselves and the patient to a clean environment, treated the patient, and then evaluated where the CO was coming from. This is an amazing tool, very low cost, that I'm sharing with other communities to get their firefighters involved to protect them. So I want to thank you for your time. It is always a joy to talk about some of the amazing things that happened over the year when we talk about our year in review. But really what the most important thing I want to do right now is to thank all the men and women in the fire department, the Scottsdale Fire Department, on the civilian and sworn. We're one big team and everybody's working really, really hard to deliver the best service to the community. I want to thank our community for always supporting us, and I want to thank our council and our city leaders for supporting us as well with delivering what our mission is, the We Care For You mission. That really is about treating everybody fairly, honestly, and doing whatever we can to make their day a little bit better.
My name is Ryan Freeberg, and I'm the Assistant Fire Chief over Professional Services. I'm coming to you today from Fire Station 607 in the area of 130th Street and Shea. We're a neighbor to the Mayo Clinic, we're in the shadows of the McDowell Sonora Preserve, and we're a mile from the Lost Dog Trailhead that leads us into the amazing trail system that is here in the city of Scottsdale. I wanted to share with you some of the amazing things the Professional Services branch are doing as highlighted in our annual report. The training division was able to process 25 new recruits through the regional fire academies and bring them into the fire department. In addition, we provided continuing education and incumbent training to our more than 280 sworn members at the rank of battalion chief, captain, engineer, and firefighter. Our prevention bureau was able to deploy 3 56-hour community risk reduction captains with the responsibility of fire investigation, threat liaison officer, and to support our FireWise program. And finally, an amazing shout out to our resource management group. They had to battle the same challenges of logistics and taking delivery of goods and services that the rest of our folks in America did. They were able to deploy our supply chain to the men and women in our 15 fire stations encompassing 183 square miles and make sure you are supported in your emergency by the men and women of the Scottsdale Fire Department. I also wanted to take this opportunity to talk about Bond 2015 and Bond 2019. We have been an amazing benefactor of the citizenry and their support of the bond elections over the last few years. In 2021, we were able to close out Bond 2015 with the relocation and opening of Fire Station 616. In addition, and what you heard from Assistant Chief Eric Valier, Bond 2019 allowed us to take delivery of our new Utility 603. We are continuing to move forward at 60% plans of our architectural specifications for our new training academy, and we just began our design for new Fire Station 612, which will be located in the area of the 101 in Hayden. Finally, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the men and women of the Scottsdale Fire Department for their continued hard work and dedication to this profession. And again, thank you to the mayor, city manager, and council, and to all the citizens who have been incredible supporters of the fire department. We obviously can't do this job without you. Thank you for that, and we care for you.
Hi everyone, my name is Troy Lutrick and I'm the Emergency Manager for the City of Scottsdale. We're here in the Emergency Operations Center. This is the location where the city leadership would get together to make decisions about the city during a crisis or an emergency. So inside the Emergency Operations Center we have lots of technology, and this is a singular location where leadership can be together to make decisions on your behalf. We spend a lot of time preparing and training in here, and that is my job, to make sure that we are coordinated prior to those emergencies happening. We also have a capability in here that we can have remote partners from inside or outside the city that contribute to our success. And they can log in, we can hear them, they can see us through the video screens, and we can have a larger audience and a larger response team. So one of my jobs, and all of you are very familiar with, is our COVID emergency that's been going on for well over 2 years now. I've helped lead the citywide team that addresses those issues both internally here for the city employees and for you and the public. That includes an incident management team that meets regularly to discuss solutions and problems and work towards making those things better for everyone. We've also coordinated COVID pods, or points of distribution. Those are where testing can be done, vaccinations are done, and those have been offered to the employees and also to the citizens in quite a few locations. So this year, 2021, we hired a wildland fire mitigation coordinator to deal with the hazardous fuels out in our city, both inside the preserve and the homes around the preserve, and then the rest of the city and the land that's out there. One of the things that he did is he secured grants from the state to reduce the hazardous fuels around the city. That's a really important thing as we build barriers and places that the fire cannot jump over the roads around our city to protect us. One of the other emergencies we worry about here in the city of Scottsdale is flooding. Our unique topography brings a lot of stormwater and rainwater down through the middle of our city through Indian Bend Wash. We're constantly preparing and training for those types of emergencies on your behalf. Okay, we also are very involved in special events here in the city, as you know. Large special events, Waste Management Open, Barrett-Jackson, events like that all the time, all across the city. Our job is to prepare the staff, train them to be prepared ahead of time and to be prepared during an emergency, and that's what emergency management does for you.
Well, in closing, 2021 was a substantial year for us. It was difficult to manage through, but our members really just did an outstanding job. I want to thank all the members of the Scottsdale Fire Department, Local 50/50 President Sasha Weller for being such a great partner in moving forward the efforts of the City of Scottsdale. And we look forward to 2022 in keeping you safe. Remember, we care for you.